What's good, YouTube? What's going on? How is everybody doing? It's your boy Harlem. I'm back with another video. There's gonna be um some type of video which I used to do before. Like it's been months since I've done like such videos, like strictly analyzing a forex pair from like the high time frame, monthly, all the way to the hourly, just to look at what would happen for the next coming 5 months or 6 months. I did with the NS, US 30, oil, Tesla, Bitcoin. I did with everything. I still do it. So I feel like it's been a while since I've done it, but we back again. Today we're gonna be doing what USDZAR. I'm from Southern Africa. I'm South African, bro. Like I'm from Southern Africa. I have my brothers and sisters who are also here in Southern Africa who would also like to know a thing or two about their currency, the strength or the weakness that might occur in the charts, all adding up to what? To the markets, like not really the markets, but the global country, like the country as a whole, like man. So enough of the intro. We're going to just tap into it. This will be a live analysis. Like I'll be doing this live. You can see right now on the screen that like I had some analysis which I had from when I used to trade USDZAR and even now. So I will clear up the charts and start off on the monthly time frame. Without further ado, guys, without further ado, let's trust the process, let's enjoy, and let's have a great end to our 2022. And let's have a great start to 2023, and let's have a great year in 2023. Consistency is key, patience is key, discipline is key, commitment is key, positivity is key, belief is key, and you are key as a person, and it just depends on you. We're gonna start off on the monthly time frame. Okay, I need to clear the charts, right? Boom. Okay, so looking at this, right? Let's now look at USDZAR as a whole. We can tell that like since 2005, like USD has been taking charge. Like the dollar has been having more strength compared to what to the rand. So with this all-time high right there at how much? 15 rand right there. This whole time high at 15 rand right there. Price at a dip. Boom. Understand me? 2018. And then price broke that higher high. You understand me? Giving us a new all-time high on 18.76, which is so much, man. Like, which is so much. Which is so much. You feel me? And then price did what? Dipped again. Boom. And then it tried doing what? Breaking the high. So now we have an all-time high right there. And we have a high not higher than the previous high. What do we say that is? What do we say that is? We have a high, an all-time high, and we have a high not higher than the previous all-time high. I hope someone understands that. So when we have something like this at high and another high not higher than the previous high, price is trying to tell us that we might have a what? A potential reversal. We might be looking for price, looking for those new lows. Understand me? Price has been bullish. Price couldn't break the high. Price is holding the previous high, giving us some sort of a resistance. We might be looking for some sort of what? Reversal. Guys, this is the monthly time frame. I'm analyzing this from the monthly time frame. We anticipating or we're looking for that movement that might occur in the next coming 5 or 6 months, right? So now if you can see that like now we have a potential double top. We have a potential double top right there. You understand me? And I still have what that's low, right? But I would please to be like to start it right there. Right here, right here, right here, right here. Because now what I'm trying to show you guys it's that price once like had some sort of reaction from the zone, bounced off the zone from the monthly time frame, bounced off the zone from the monthly time frame, pushed, bounced again, pushed to the upside, giving us an all-time high. You understand me? So I have like every reason to just say this is a zone. I need to look for price to trade from, right? Because now we're holding the zone the way we're holding it, and price pushed, and now price pushed to the upside again. So obviously when now price is doing this, the only thing I'd be looking for, or the only thing I'd be looking, or the only thing I'll be focusing on now, it's for that we're having what, a potential double top, right? We can't dispute that we're having a potential double top. And then the other thing is, from now price coming to this very same zone, if we can check the previous monthly time frame, the monthly candle from October, this October candlestick opened bearish and reversed and tried and closed bullish. The coming candle November had a strong bear close. Understand me? So obviously with this strong bear close from this candlestick, the only thing now I'm looking for is for this candlestick. If this candlestick continues or closes bearish or closes the way it is, from the way it is, so showing us a sign of a bullish open and a bear close, there might be a third confirmation from my anticipation that like price would be looking for a potential reversal. So that's it. From the monthly time frame, I see a potential double top. I can't dispute that. I can't lie about that. So obviously from this double top that I see, we have a bear engulfing candle, and we're having a candlestick, the current candle rejecting to continue bullish, giving us a sign of a potential reversal. So when I hop into the weekly now, because now we've found a stronger movement now, so the only thing I'd be looking for from the weekly is to fix my zones, right? Is to make my zones be a bit like perfect. But now all I'd want to do now is to do what? Is to do this, because now I'm focusing on this high mainly, right? Mainly. I'm focusing on this high. So obviously, okay, this zone is still fine. The way we're holding it is still fine. And then all I also anticipate is that we're having something like this now, right? We're having something like this from the weekly time frame, but I'll also fix it. It's just a rough sketch, right? We're just anticipating, or we're just analyzing. So let's look at how price was once it came from this very same zone on the 7th of June. Price pushed, exhausted, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher. On current price, this is what we have, right? On current price. But we also note that we also have this high, and we also have this high, not higher than what this previous high, potential reversal. So now on the weekly time frame, now all I'm focusing on mainly is for what? It's for how price was moving this whole month, right? We can tell price has been moving with highs on current price from a bear move to the downside. Price started moving in higher highs, right? So now we can tell that like this high, not higher than this previous high, giving us a potential double top from the daily time frame. You understand me? Giving us a potential double top from the daily time frame. Price did what from right there? Price did what? Pushed, kind of like exhausted. So now from the weekly time frame, there's nothing for me to say, but all I'll be focusing on now is for what? This current price zone, right? Because we also need to focus on current price. We now know our overall from the weekly time frame, from the daily time frame. So we can tell that like, okay, price has been rejecting the zone, pushing to the upside, came back again, tried pushing to the upside. Now we're trading on the zone again. So on the weekly time frame, there's nothing for me to say. I'm kind of like not sure about it. I'm still iffy about it. You understand me? We might hop into the daily time frame. Boom, 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 boom. So when I'm now want to fix, because now obviously on every time frame I need to fix my zones. I need to like make them be a bit like okay, so we can see what really happened from those zones, having this high potential double top, reason why price dipped to the downside. So okay, now because we're also looking at some sort of bullish channel, because we also anticipate some sort of a bullish channel. This one will be like, I'll delete it right now, because like price is a bit far from there. We can tell that like price has been bouncing off this resistance, right? This what can I say? This is diagonal resistance, because this is a diagonal support, right? And then now obviously, because now we're having now price has been holding the zone. We can tell that like we had this intraday support, this intraday resistance right there. Price has been bouncing off this very same zone. If you can check, price bounced, pushed to the downside. You understand me? So now looking at current price, looking at current market price, I want to do this because I need to be sure of my zones. So now if we can check now how prices moved, price pushed, right? And now it's pulling back. And now we're having what, some sort of an intraday resistance again, something that we had once right there. Again, we're having it on this very same zone. Having it on this very same zone again. So all I'd be looking for now, because we now know our zones from the weekly and the daily, from the weekly and the monthly time frame, that we are looking for those continuations to the downside, right? Because price is giving us a potential double top. So looking at the daily now, price has been bouncing off the zone, bouncing off the zone. So what I'd say now from the daily, it's as long as price doesn't break the zone, I would be looking for continuations to the downside. That will be my anticipation, right? As long as price doesn't break the zone, I'd be looking for continuations to the downside. Once price breaks out, we're looking for that break and retest for an anticipation of a stronger confirmation of price doing what? Having a potential reversal to the downside. Now, on the 4-hour, so from the 4-hour, now, because we now know that like we have our high time frame zones, we're focusing on our high time frame zones. What happens on smaller time frames, it will be something like an intraday or that scalping, or not that scalping. It might be, we'll be looking for those signals, right? Because we find more patterns and we find more price action on smaller time frames, but there are also high time frames, the 4-hour and the hourly. So okay, now let's look at this now. Let's look at this. So I can also remove this. Now, price is moving sideways. Price is in a sideways movement now. We can't dispute that. From a push, price is now moving sideways. Like we said from the daily time frame, long as price doesn't break the zone that we're looking for right there to the upside, this intraday resistance, we're looking for continuations to the downside. But once price breaks the retest, we're looking for that overall reversal to the downside. So on the hourly time frame now, before we end it on the hourly time frame, what I can say is now from the hourly time frame, it's price is moving sideways. We're now having a battle of that dollar strength and of that dollar weakness and that rand strength, right? I repeat, we're having some sort of a dollar strength, dollar weakness and rand strength, right? From how we're looking at price now, we can tell that like price is kind of like dropping, the rand is losing momentum, the dollar is losing momentum, the rand might be gaining some momentum. So all I can say is this top-down analysis, I used to do them a lot, but I kind of like stopped. Now I'm back on them. I'm using the ZAR now because there were a lot of fundamentals which are holding the ZAR. One being the most one being the president, they wanted the president to step down. They wanted President Cyril Ramaphosa to step down as the president of Southern Africa. There were some people who were voting against him and some who were still with him. So that caused tension within the rand currency, within the rand strength and weakness, right? But fortunately, he did win the polls, and he's still president, and will still run for long, and will still run long until further notice. I don't know. So another fundamental, another thing that is holding the rand is we're having high power cuts in Southern Africa. It's been like 5 months or 4, I'm not sure, but we've been having high power cuts, and it's kind of like affecting because a lot of companies now and a lot of investors are now losing interest because obviously we're not being able to use electricity because electricity is important. We use it for the Wi-Fi just so we can run businesses, internet so we can connect to other people, phones so we can do this and that, like many things. I'm just naming a few, right? So the other one is, I think, water shortages in some places. I think we're also having water shortages and water cuts, like they just cutting water where you wake up, there's no water. So there's top-down analysis, I repeat. This top-down analysis, it's something that we'll be looking for the next 5 or 6 months. So from January all the way to June, that's what we'll be analyzing. And I'll be like always looking at it, analyzing it like I always do. So I know this like might be a bit easy analyzed than I always do, right? But at the same time, if you focus on higher time frames when you're looking for that higher, for that swing position movement, you need to focus on higher time frames, mainly being the weekly, mainly being the weekly, the monthly, the weekly, and the daily. You understand me? For my signals, I use what? The 4-hour and the hourly. You feel me? So this is your boy Harlem. That's all I got on this video. I've been wanting to share this video. I've been wanting to share this video. I've been wanting to upload this video, and I've been wanting to put some game on people. So all I can say is I do see the rand strength and the dollar weakness, but we don't just see. We don't know what might happen. We might wake up with the dollar having some good geopolitics, and everything might reverse. We might wake up with the rand having good geopolitics or bad ones, and everything might reverse. So the only thing we need to do is to just stick to our plans, follow our plans, be disciplined, be patient, be committed, be positive, and most of all, enjoy our trading. That's all I got on this video.